Outer body experiences, it's a natural occurrence. Everybody have them. You understand what I'm saying? It's not good, it's not evil, it's just something that naturally happens. Yo, what's good, Kinfo? As always, I would like to say peace, love, and light to you all. In today's video, I want to talk about outer body experiences, astral travel, or what they call astral projection, and I also want to talk about dreams and visions. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because over the years, not only have I seen people, but I've heard people say things like outer body experiences are evil, or they're demonic, they're not of the Most High. And nowadays, whenever you hear somebody talk about them having an outer body experience, people would most likely associate that with New Age. But look, I completely understand why you would think so. I remember I used to be the same way when it came to stuff like this. If I'm being completely honest, due to my lack of knowledge or my lack of understanding, I found myself regurgitating the same things other people were saying when it came to this stuff. But of course, when I started to think for myself, when I started to read and search and, just study and just look into these things, I was like, man, most of these people don't even know what they're talking about. See, when you're ignorant of something, and ignorant just means you don't know, it's convenient for you to just say, oh, that's evil, or that's demonic, that's not of the Most High. And like I said, people be saying these things because they don't know. And people fear what they don't know or what they don't understand. So I took it upon myself to do the necessary research. Not only did I do research and just compiled a lot of scriptures and stuff like that, but I experienced this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just give it to you straight before I get into all of this. Outer body experiences, it's a natural occurrence. Everybody have them. You understand what I'm saying? It's not good, it's not evil, it's just something that naturally happens. Think of it this way. When you go to sleep at night, when your body, your flesh is at rest, your mind is still going. You feel what I'm saying? When you go to sleep and you dream or you have nightmares, I know y'all seen countless videos of people giving their testimony of them going to heaven or going to hell or going to these other worlds. When they travel to these other worlds or dimensions or realms, they're not traveling with their flesh, their physical body. They're traveling with their spiritual body. And I'm going to attempt to show you in the scriptures that you have two bodies. But I mean, it's common sense. You feel what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in this thing. I want to start this off by showing you all that not only does the Most High reveal himself to his prophets in dreams and visions, but he speaks to them and also gives them instruction. Okay? We're going to cover all the scriptures, starting with the scriptures where the Most High said himself that, he speaks to his prophets in visions and dreams. Then I'm going to go through all the scriptures showing where he spoke to this person and that person through dreams and visions and stuff like that. Then after that, I'm going to go into scriptures and I'm going to go into these other records to show you people who had outer body experiences or whatever. So we're going to start off in Numbers chapter 12 and we're going to read verse 6. It says here, and he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Most High, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. Hosea chapter 12, verse 10. I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. Now I'm going to go to Job 33 to show you that in these dreams and visions, you know what I'm saying, he gives men instructions. So Job 33:14 through 16, it says, For the Most High speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed, then he, referring to the Most High, openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. So what we just read right here is very, very important. And this is something to remember while we go through the other scriptures, because as it said, in a dream, in a vision of the night, all right, when a deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he opened the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. So let's go to Psalm 63 and 6. It says, when I remember you upon my bed, and meditate on you in the night watches. Okay? This is Daniel saying that he meditates on the Most High. But check this, Psalms chapter 4. It says, tremble with fear and do not sin. Meditate as you lie in bed and repent of your ways. Selah. So yes, you can meditate while laying down. There's other ways to meditate, but this is a way that you can meditate. And later on in the video, I'm going to explain to you why it's important to meditate before you go to bed. Now, the first person I want to get is Enoch. I forgot what chapter this is, but if you can read that, then you know what it is. So basically it says here, and now my son Methuselah, I will show you all my visions which I have seen, recounting them before you. 2 visions I saw before I took a wife, and the one was quite unlike the other. The first when I was learning to write, the second before I took your mother, when I saw a terrible vision. And regarding them I prayed to the Most High. I had laid me down in the house of my grandfather, Mahalalel. Okay, when I saw in a vision, so he laid down, and then he had a vision. Okay, was he meditating while he was laying down? But it says, I saw in a vision how the heaven collapsed and was borne off and fell to the earth. And when it fell to the earth, I saw how the earth was swallowed up in a great abyss, and mountains were suspended on mountains, and hills sank down on hills, and high trees were rent from their stems, and hurled down, and sunk in the abyss. And thereupon a word fell into my mouth, and I lifted up my voice to cry aloud, and said, the earth is destroyed. And my grandfather Mahalalel waked me. So he saw all this while he was asleep. He waked me as I lay near him, and said unto me, why doest you cry so, my son? And why doest you make much lamentation? And I recounted to him the whole vision which I had seen. And he said unto me, a terrible thing have you seen, my son, and of grave moment is your dream vision as to the secrets of all the sin of the earth. Okay, so on your own time you can read the rest of that. I just wanted to show you where Enoch had a vision and everything like that. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, we in Genesis chapter 20 verses 1 through 3. It says, and Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country, and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But the Most High came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, behold, you art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. Okay, let's move on. Genesis chapter 46 verses 2. And the Most High spake unto Israel in the visions of the night, and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, here am I. Moving on to 1 Kings chapter 3 verse 5. It says, in Gibeon the Most High appeared to Solomon in a dream by night. And the Most High said, ask what I shall give thee. We're going to skip down because I really don't want to read all this. I mean, you can read it on your own time, but it's really just the Most High giving him instructions. You feel what I'm saying? So we're going to skip down to verse 15 where it says, "And Solomon awoke from this dream, and behold, it was a dream. And he came to Jerusalem and stood before the ark of the covenant of the Most High, and offered up burnt offerings and offered peace offerings, and made a feast to all of his servants." This is Isaiah chapter 6. And basically you can see here it just says the vision and call of Isaiah. Now I could read all of this, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can do it on your own time. I just really wanted to read verse 1, verse 2. It says, "In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne." Right? He's seeing all of this in a vision. But you know what? Instead of reading this, I got one even better. This is from the pseudepigrapha. This is what is it called? The Ascension of Isaiah. Right? I'm going to start at verse 10 and I'm going to stop at verse 16. I really don't want to read all this, but okay, so verse 10 says, "And while he was speaking with the Holy Spirit in the hearing of them all, he became silent, and his mind was taken up from him, and he did not see the men who were standing before him. His eyes indeed were open, but his mouth was silent, and the mind in his body was taken up from him. His breath was still in him, but he was seeing a vision. And the angel who was sent to show him the vision was not of this firmament, nor was he from the angels of glory of this world, but he came from the seventh heaven. And the people who were standing by, apart from the circle of prophets, did not think that the holy Isaiah had been taken up. And the vision which he saw was not from this world, but from the world which is hidden from the flesh, the world within. And after Isaiah had seen this vision, he recounted it to Hezekiah, and to Josiah his son, and to the other prophets who had come." Now I'm going to skip down. It says, "And I saw when he took hold of me by my hand, and I said to him, Who are you? And what is your name? And where are you taking me up? For strength had been given to me that I might speak with him. And he said to me, When I have taken you up through all the stages, and have shown you the vision on account of which I was sent, then you will understand who I am, but my name you will not know." Check this out. "For you have to return into this body." So not only was this a vision that Isaiah was having, it was an outer body experience. All right, so we're going to move on to Daniel chapter 2, and we're going to read verse 19. Okay, but we know that this chapter is dealing with Nebuchadnezzar's dream and Daniel interpreting it, right? So if we go down to verse 19, it says, "Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a what? A night vision. Then Daniel blessed the Most High power of heaven." I like what he said in verse 22. "He revealeth the deep and secret things." Right? We're going to skip down to verse 28 through 29. He says, "But there is a God in heaven." Matter of fact, let's read verse 27. It says, "Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, The secret which the king hath demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show unto the king." Right? "But there is a power in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Your dream and the visions of your head upon your bed are these. As for you, O king, your thoughts came into your mind upon your bed, what shall come to pass hereafter. And he that revealeth secrets maketh known to you what shall come to pass." Moving on to Daniel chapter 4, verse 4. It says, "I, Nebuchadnezzar, was at rest in my house, and flourishing in my palace. I saw a dream which made me afraid, and the thoughts upon my bed and the visions of my head troubled me." Let me look at my notes. I really don't feel like going through all of these, but I mean, Zechariah chapter 1 verse 8, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and chapter 6. You can read them on your own time. But yeah, he was having visions as well. Moving on to Matthew chapter 2 verse 13. It says, "And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Most High appeareth to Joseph in a what? A dream, saying, Arise." What was this angel doing? Giving instructions. "Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring you word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him." Moving on to Acts chapter 10 verse 3. It says, "There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band, a devout man, and one that feared the Most High with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to the Most High always." Verse 3. "He saw in a vision, evidently, about the 9th hour of the day." Now, when you look into the Strong's or the lexicon, when you look up the word ninth, you will find that it corresponds to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So this is probably the only instance where someone was having a vision during the daytime. But all the other scriptures were saying that, you know, they were having visions at night. And the Most High appeared to them or spoke to them at night. It says about the 9th hour, which would be 3 p.m. in the afternoon of the day, an angel of the Most High coming into him, okay, into him, and saying unto him, Cornelius. And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, What is it, Lord? And he said unto him, Your prayers and your alms are come up for a memorial before the Most High. And now send men to Joppa and call for one Simon. So basically, this angel was giving instructions, just like we read in Job 33, right? Moving on to Acts 16, verse 9 and 10. And a vision appeared to Paul in the night. There stood a man of Macedonia and prayed him, saying, Come over into Macedonia and help us. And after he had seen the vision, immediately we endeavored to go into Macedonia, assuredly gathering that the Most High had called us for to preach the gospel unto them. Again, giving instructions. Acts chapter 18, verse 9. Then spake the Most High to Paul in the night by a what? Vision. Be not afraid, but speak and hold not your peace. For I am with you, and no man shall set on you to hurt you. For I have much people in this city. Acts chapter 27, verse 23. For there stood by me this night the angel of the Most High, whose I am, and whom I serve, saying, Fear not, Paul, thou must be brought before Caesar, and lo, the Most High have given thee all them that sail with thee. So yeah, that's what it is. But before I even thought about doing this video, while I was compiling all of these scriptures, I was just going through them, and I just kept seeing that, like, the Most High always appeared at night in a vision, at night in a vision. You feel what I'm saying? And through experience, now you all know that I wrote a song a while back called 3 a.m. And in that song, I was talking about meditating and stuff like that, right? When I wrote that song, at the time, I didn't know the science behind meditating. I didn't know really too much about the pineal gland being the main source, you know what I'm saying, for melatonin. I didn't know about the pituitary gland. I didn't know about these things, you understand? I didn't know anything about the circadian rhythms. I didn't know nothing at that point. All I knew is that, I kept waking up around 2, 3 o'clock. And when I woke up, I would always meditate. Or not even wake up, but sometimes I would stay up and then I would always meditate during those times. It was like probably 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And when I started to do my research on meditation, I started to look up different studies on it and stuff like that. Scientific studies show that melatonin levels in the body peak between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. So during those hours from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m., those are the most effective hours to pray and meditate. So when I do decide to do the video on meditation, I'm going to go into everything. You feel what I'm saying? Especially DMT. Now, I know when people hear DMT, oh my goodness, that's a drug, that's a psychedelic. But listen, DMT is a self-produced psychedelic within you. DMT is, I'm not going to say it's the only thing. It's kind of a network of things, but DMT is one of the main things which causes you to have these dreams and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? To allow your spiritual, that spiritual experience, when you go to sleep or whatever. DMT plays a huge role in that. Also, another thing, when you have dreams and let's just say, you go to hell or you go to heaven or you could just go to another world or something, you're not seeing with these two eyes. You're seeing with your spiritual eyes, the eyes of the mind. You understand? So I'm gonna break all of this junk down, bro. Like, I just need for y'all to be patient with your boy. With all of that being said, we can move on to the next section. Now, the next section is dealing with outer body experiences. Okay? We already touched on one person having a outer body experience, and that was Isaiah. But we're going to go here, 1 Corinthians 15. And like I said in the beginning of the video, we have two bodies. We have a spiritual body and we have a physical body. With this physical body, we use this body, we operate in this body in this physical world. You understand what I'm saying? To give you a visual, okay, how can I put this? Basically, if you ever seen the movie Avatar, okay, now you had the avatars, the blue people, and then you had the humans. All right. So anytime, let's say the guy who's in the military, who was in a wheelchair, he had an avatar. You understand? But in order for him to become that avatar or whatever, he had to go to sleep first. You understand? And then that's when the avatar woke up. And he was the avatar. You feel me? So I'm going to just say that was his spiritual body. You feel me? And whenever his spiritual body went to sleep, boom, he woke up. You feel me? So it's kind of the same way with us. We have a spiritual body and a physical body. And here in 1 Corinthians 15, 44, it says there is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. Let's read this, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "It is not expedient for me, doubtless, to glory. I will come to visions and revelations of the Most High. I knew a man in Christ above 14 years ago, whether in the body I cannot tell, or whether out of the body I cannot tell. The Most High knoweth. Such a one caught up to the third heaven." And if you haven't read the Apocalypse of Paul, go check that out. That was a vision that Paul had, right? Where he was having an outer body experience. He went to hell. He went to these different realms, you know what I'm saying? To see what people or what spirits were dealing with in these areas. You feel me? Being tormented and things like that. Verse 3, "And I knew such a man, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell, the Most High knoweth, how that he was caught up into paradise and heard unspeakable words, which is not lawful for a man to utter. All right, so another person who had an out-of-body experience. This is Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 24 and 25. Afterward, the Spirit took me up. This didn't happen physically. It was a spiritual thing, all right? And brought me in a what? A vision by the Spirit of the Most High into Chaldea, or Chaldea, however you pronounce that, to them of the captivity. So the vision that I had seen went up from me. Then I spake unto them of the captivity all the things that the Most High had showed me in this vision. Let's go to the Testament of Levi. This is in the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. So this is Levi, and I'm going to read, let's see, chapter 2, verses 3 through 10. All right, so it says 20 years of age. Matter of fact, let me start here. It says, and I was young, about 20 years of age, when with Simeon I wrought vengeance on Hamar for our sister Dinah. And when I was feeding the flocks in Abel Moal, or Mal, the spirit of understanding of the Most High came upon me. And I saw all men corrupt in their way, and that unrighteousness had built for itself walls, and lawlessness sat upon towers. And I was grieving for the race of the sons of men, and I prayed to the Most High that I might be saved. Check this. Then there fell upon me a sleep. So what was taking place before he went to sleep? What was on his mind before he went to sleep? This is what y'all have to understand about dreams and visions. You understand? If you want the Most High to show you something, take it from me. It's best to pray and meditate before you go to bed. You understand? Like, the last thing that should be on your mind is the Most High. Whether that be you meditating on the laws of the Most High, or you just meditating on good things, you know, righteous, spiritual things, you know, all of that. Because 9 times out of 10, whatever is on your mind, you know, that's where your mind is going to go. I'll tell you this, though. We're going to continue reading this, but I remember a while back, you know, when I was masturbating. And I'm going to be 100. I don't care. When I was masturbating, the very last time I masturbated, I remember that night after I finished, I went to sleep. And I had this nightmare. It was a nightmare. But it didn't start off that way. I thought, you know, it was going to be a good dream or whatever, a wet dream. But I seen this girl in my dream, and she was bad. You feel what I'm saying? Like, she had everything that I liked and all that. And she was like, come here, whatever. So I went up to her, and I don't know, it just went from me walking up to her to, like, cause it was a chair. It was a chair in front of me. And I sat down in the chair. But it was weird because it was like 2 of me in the dream. Like, I sat down in the chair and I saw myself sitting down in the chair. I was standing across from myself or whatever. But anyway, I sat down in this chair, and then she got on top of me or whatever. So she started doing her thing or whatever, right? We started having sex in my dream. How about in the middle of us having sex, this chick, whole head just turned around, all the way around. And then her face completely changed. It went from a beautiful face to like a demonic face. You feel me? She looked like a monster or something. But all of this, you know, her face changing and all that was going on. She was still on top of me. You know what I'm saying? And she kept making these noises. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all that, right? And then, like, all of a sudden her guts start coming out on top of me. And I'm just like, I'm like this, like, oh my, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, like, and she's still going, and all these guts coming out and stuff. And then like it had this real foul stench. It was so bad. Like I threw her off me. Like I just threw her off me and I started running. I was trying so hard to get out of this nightmare. I couldn't. You feel me? It took me a minute to get out of there. But the smell itself was so bad. Like it was so bad that like when I woke up, I was just looking around like, bro, what the hell? I was like, what the hell just happened? Like for real. But it kind of freaked me out though. Like her guts coming out on top of me and that smell, and yeah, that was my last time masturbating. But I say all that to say that, like, listen, whatever is on your mind before you go to bed, I'm telling you, that's where your consciousness or whatever, that's where it's gonna go. Anyway, back to this. It says, then there fell upon me a sleep, and I beheld a high mountain, and I was upon it. And behold, the heavens were open, and an angel of the Most High said to me, Levi, enter. And I entered from the first heaven, and I saw there a great sea hanging. And further I saw a second heaven, far brighter and more brilliant, for there was a boundless light also therein. And I said to the angel, why is this so? And the angel said to me, marvel not at this, for thou shalt see another heaven more brilliant and incomparable. And when thou hast ascended thither, thou shalt stand near the Most High, and shalt be his minister, and shalt declare his mysteries to men. Okay, prophets. And shalt proclaim concerning him that shall redeem Israel. Right? So, again, this is just another situation where he went to sleep, had a vision, and he was being instructed, you know what I'm saying, in that vision. So yeah, I really didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to show you all in the scriptures where not only do the Most High reveal himself to the prophets or to people in their dreams and visions, but he talks to them, you know what I'm saying? He gives instructions, he reveals secrets and all of that. And also out of body experience, or what they call astral travel or astral projection. Like, it's all the same. But like I said in the beginning of this video, everybody have out of body experiences. You feel what I'm saying? You may watch this video and then go to sleep tonight or whenever you go to sleep, and you may have a dream. And I'm pretty sure in that dream you're gonna be somewhere. You may be in the future. You may be, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's weird. Like, dreams are interesting. They are interesting. The Most High really be like trying to show us stuff. But the fact that we're disconnected and we don't be paying attention, it's like a lot of this stuff just be, going over our heads. That's why I'm gonna tell y'all this. Go to the store, get a notebook, and write on that notebook, on the front page, dreams and visions. What I want you to do from this day forward, put that notebook beside your bed, and every time you go to sleep and you have a dream or a nightmare, whatever, when you wake up, I want you to write down what you experienced in your dream. Just write it down. You understand? We need to start paying attention. Get back connected. You understand? And pay attention to what's being shown to you in these dreams. I BS you not. I've had plenty dreams where I saw things in the future. I'm not claiming to be a prophet or anything, but the Most High have shown me prophetic things. You understand? Even when, I wasn't really aware, or I didn't know what was going on, But the Most High has been working with me and is working with me. I know this for a fact, you know. But yeah, I have a little book that I use. I write in it all the time. I write down my experiences and my dreams and stuff like that. And just like I said in the last video, you know, where I was talking about we are the delegate of God. I was telling y'all about that dream of me discovering that I had powers. Like, that was a legit dream, you know. Was it a future event? I don't know. I had a dream. As a matter of fact, on one of my albums, I think the intro, I think it was Visions, where I was talking about, you know, I saw like buildings on fire. I saw, you know, people running, going crazy and stuff like that. I saw military all over the place. And yeah, even that, like, I had that was a dream, and it felt so real. It was so vivid. Like, it was crazy. I was in my apartment back in Alabama. This was like back in 2014 when I had this dream. But yeah, I had that dream. I had a lot of dreams, man. Like, even with this house, before I had a dream. Okay, put it like this. I remember me, my wife, and my son was sitting in the living room one day, and I was doing some jumping jacks. And while I'm doing the jumping jacks, it hit me like, hold up, wait. I seen this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this exact moment in time, like, I seen this before. I either I dreamed it or I saw it in a vision or something. I don't know. But I knew that I seen all of this before. And that's the weird thing. Like, I be wanting to talk to people about that. Like, what do y'all think about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how the Most High be showing us glimpses and, you know, bits and pieces of the future and stuff. Like, it's just interesting to me, man. It's interesting, like, for real. Like I said, it's something that happens naturally when we go to sleep. It's just like the third eye. You feel what I'm saying? What you think you seeing with in your dreams. You know? So I'm going to do a video on that as well. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I think that's about all I got for this video. As always, peace, love, and light.